What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and a lot of people ask me about the drill culture. I'm always asked, Truth, who built the drill culture? What's the foundation of the drill culture? Can you name us the people that put the drill culture in the position that it's in? That's kind of hard to do because a lot of people played a part in the drill culture. We all know Pac-Man. First off, we got to give credit to Pac-Man because I believe Pac-Man is the inventor of the drill. He's the one who created the whole thing. So without him, you wouldn't have none of the people I'm going to put on this board. This thing is kind of hard though because when you do a video, when you list names, somebody gonna feel left out, you know. It's gonna be hard to put everybody's name on the board. And remember, it's just me. My opinions ain't low now. But I'm gonna give you my top 9 people that I think helped create the drill culture, you know. I'm not gonna say these the best in the drill culture, but I believe without these people, the drill culture wouldn't get to where it's at right now. And we just speaking from a rapper side of view, because I know a lot of people gonna say producers and shit like that, so we're gonna get to that. I think the first person who responsible for putting a lot of light on the drill culture is, I'm pretty sure we all know what I was gonna write there, Chiefkeef. Okay? I believe Chiefkeef brought the drill culture to the light. I think he heard Pac-Man telling those stories. He felt that shit, but when Keef did it, it was different. He was young. Nobody never seen the video with a lot of young people in the room with guns and shit like that. We seen videos with a lot of people in the room with guns, but they just want like 15, 16. That shit looked crazy. Then we start hearing about the violence. Chiefkeef became the face of that shit. I tell people, he might have not been the gang chief or the killer that everybody say he was, but he did monetize off the violence. I think a lot of us did in the drill culture because the culture is deadly, you know? So I'm going to say Chiefkeef. I think number 2, clearly Lil Durk. I think Lil Durk, one thing I can say about Lil Durk wasn't as raw as he is right now as he was back in the day with the I'm a hitter and shit like that. He was dope. We knew he had flow. But that guy worked on his craft to get to where he at. You know, we seen him climb up. Now, don't get me wrong. Drake helped him. Drake picked him up and put him in that big boy lane. But Durk been here hit records. Durk is one of the only drill artists early in the game that I thought was going to be able to make money 10 years from now. I thought a lot of the songs that the other people were putting out were just so gang-bangish and thuggish that once the wave was done, it was going to be over with. Durk was putting out shit like Homebody and hit records and shit like that. My Beyonce and shit like that. So I thought he was always going to eat. My third person on this list, I know a lot of people might want to say a certain name, but I'm going to kind of slow down real quick and kind of put it up. I'm going to say King Louis. Okay? I think King Louis. Because in my opinion, King Louis is the first drill rapper I ever seen. Like the first drill rapper Truth Teller ever seen was King Louis, okay? The first drill rapper I ever heard. I'm the man, little did you know. That's the first drill rap song I ever heard. Now remember, people from the east side, people from the south might already know about the shit. But I grew up on the west side. I didn't really get up on it to King Louis. He had an impact because after King Louis, I seen these guys, you know? So I think he was strong in the drill culture and shit like that. Next on this list, I'm going to have to put King Von. Okay, and I know that's crazy because King Von hasn't been in the rap game as long as them, but he been involved in the drill culture. Now, whether it was the rap, but it was the culture. He jumped a lot of people. That man got hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. His album debuted high. You know, he had a lot of fans, and when he died, that shit hurt a lot of people. King Von was on this way of being one of the top rappers in the business, not top rappers in Chicago. Homie was on his way. I believe he'll have Drake status right now because he was becoming the face of Chicago. You know, his flow was hitting the fans. He found a way to make diss records profitable. You know, you drop a diss record, that shit get 2, 3, 4 million views. It's dope. When he was dropping those, Take Them to the O's and Crazy Stories, them shit was getting 100 million views. So the fans really related to him. Next on my list is going to be FBG Duck, okay? FBG Duck, and to be honest with you, I'm going to say FBG Duck and the whole FBG as a whole, you know, because the whole FBG was hotter than just one FBG member. You know, FBG was hotter first before Duck. You know, Billionaire was hot, Lil J, that's why I say we got to make sure we put the whole FBG, because Billionaire, Lil J, Cass, Dutchy, Young, you know, Butter, that was a movement. You know, Chiefkeef might have been big in the industry, but those guys were big in the streets. So let's not, try to overlook that and not act like that wasn't a big, strong part in the culture, because that was real strong. My next person I'm going to have to say is Fredo Santana. Okay? I'm not sure if a lot of people realize how big Fredo Santana was. Man, he had features with some of your biggest artists in the game. He was famous before he had songs out. When Keef blew up, the allure of Fredo blew up. When Reese put that shit in the song, Fredo on the cut, that's a scary sight. That shit just gave him a whole motherfucking understanding. I'm going to put Lil Reese in there too, because I don't want to get on two different boards. I'm going to say the Fredo Santana, Lil Reese, that was big, I believe this started the drill culture. Even though he was new in the drill culture, his impact was big as hell. So we going to just say, that's what it is. I struggle when it comes to these next three, because those next three can be a preference. It can be who you like, who you think was dope, in my opinion. So I'm gonna leave a lot of people out, man. So don't beat me up when I say this. I'm gonna have to go Young Pappy. Okay, I think Young Pappy had a real big part in the culture, and his flow is different. Like, not saying none of these guys were dope, because all these guys was dope. He could really rap, though. You can tell he read, too. He might have been a street nigga, but you can tell that nigga read books, because he was very smart. His flow was different, and he was energized. And to be honest with you, I think Pappy was way more famous after he passed than he was when he was alive. But he was famous when he was alive and shit like that. So I think Pappy was big. I think if he was alive, he'll clearly be a superstar right now. And a lot of people from different states love Young Pappy and shit like that. I struggle with these two, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys might not agree with this, but some might agree with it too. I'm going to have to say, in my opinion, I'm going to go Young Chop. Okay? Now, I understand he was ghost producing. I know Smiles was doing this shit too, so we can put Smiles up there too. He was doing this shit, But Young Chop sound did help create the drill culture. Now, whether he got it from somebody, but you start hearing the way Young Chop was making beats. You start hearing that shit in London. You start hearing that shit everywhere, Young Chop style of beats got taken everywhere. I think that's why he kind of went out on that rant, because he felt like a lot of people in the drill culture look up to him, and then they blew up and then tried to little boy him and shit like that. But I think Young Chop flow was big in the drill culture. My next person is, I want to say, I think it's a struggle between, like L.A. Capone, Capo from GBE, but I'm going to say L.A. Capone, Capo. I think they were big in the culture, and I think they deaths was so early in the culture that, it was just crazy. Capo lost his life in the hood. L.A. Capone lost his life leaving the studio. Shit looks very dangerous. I think both of these guys were on their way of becoming big. I think Capo invented the mumble flow. You ask me. And I think L.A. Capone had a lot of that. Lil Durk flowing him. I think L.A. Capone was a superstar. A lot of L.A. Capone music you can bump right now. It's not out of dated. L.A. Capone was rapping songs when he was alive that you can play right now in 2022. But I do want to say, it's people that I wasn't able to put on this board, okay? I'm going to put Young Pappy right here. Young Pappy. But it is extra people that I believe help play a part in the drill culture. I couldn't really put nobody new on here, because I know you got a lot of new artists that's dope and shit like that. I struggle, because I got Young Chop here, and I got Young Pappy, but I really want to put G Herbo and Lil Bibby in here too, because I think these guys were big in the drill culture. I think they had bars in the drill culture. I think they were real huge. Bibby kind of left the game a little bit, and Herbo kind of, went to the bars and shit like that. But I think you got to put Herbo and Bibby probably somewhere around here, around You gotta put them probably somewhere around 6 and 7, okay? You gotta put Herb and Bivy somewhere around 6 and 7 if you can find a way to squeeze them in there. But I also want to give a shout out to people like DJ Ken, who was doing a lot of the productions earlier in the drill culture. I want to give shout outs to people like AZ Productions, most definitely, who was shooting the videos. D Gaines, who was shooting the videos. Shout out to New York with the Pop Smokes, Fabio Forens, K Flock, 22 G's, Flea, Bambino Flea. A lot of dope artists that's out there. So the drill culture has spread it. The shit even went to London. It's in Jacksonville. It's in all kind of cities, man. But this is my board right here. I'm not sure if you guys agree with it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate the love. We're going to be doing way more drill videos, way more board videos, because I want to explain the culture. Kind of telling you, you can get it sometimes when I can show you, and I kind of want to explain it. So we're going to be doing way more of these videos. I want to ask you your opinion, though, if you can. Tell me, is there any rappers you think I left out of this board? Any rappers you think I left out of discussion? Any rappers that you think belong on this board? I'd love to know your opinion. Drop it in the comment section. It's the homie Truth Teller Street Reporter. Blit, 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 blit.